As the kids continue to get better, we must take this one game at a time. This bunch never quits. And they're a hungry bunch. Let's go, Buffalo.
All right, so we're in Carolina, and we got Tampa Bay tomorrow night. And yes, I've chopped everything off. And no, not because I'm superstitious, because I needed a damn haircut. It was due. My hair grows very fast, guys, so for those of you that are used to long hair and see it as part of the image of this channel, don't worry, it'll come back very fast. This is as short as I cut my hair. Okay, so the boys are in Carolina. This is a big one, as we know. We're coming off some very emotional big wins. I'm going to be very curious to see how we react in this one, where it's going to be a hostile environment, as we know. This is a powerhouse. This is one of the Stanley Cup favorites this year. Let's go in there and let's upset them. Let's catch them off guard, like we're doing to a lot of teams so far. All right, just one clip to show you guys. Here it is. And here's the projected lineup. You got Skinner, Thompson, and Okposo remaining on the first line. And on the second line, you got Quinn, Middlestat, Olofsson. The renewed Casey Middlestat, I might say, with the shave head. Then on the third line, you got Peterka, Cousins, and Tuck. What a scary third line that is. Just that alone. And that has to be one of the best third lines in hockey. It has to be. And on the fourth line, Girgensons, Krebs, at his normal position, and Asplund. On the blue line, Bryson will play on the top pair with Dahlin, Clegg and Power, Pilot, Fitzgerald. In nets, Anderson will most likely get the start, and Comrie. So that's how the lineup looks today. Lyubushkin is going on the trip with them. That's good news. My guess is he might play tomorrow. That's just a guess because he's going on the trip with them. So, well, guys, this is it. This is it. Games like this, I mean, you know what? When you're playing games like this, you're really testing how good you are. I mean, in Carolina, Carolina is not going to lose many home games at all this season. You know, they're just not. They might lose 8 games at home all year. This is a really good squad we're playing, but we owe them some payback for what they did in 06. Every time we play Carolina, guys, I have a revenge thing in my head every time. You know, I'm not going to let that go till we hoist it. I'm just not. So the Sabres need to go into this one and stay out of the penalty box, which they've been doing. If the Sabres can do that, guys, if we could stay out of the penalty box, we might have a game. If we frustrate them into taking some penalties and... You know, I just don't doubt the kids right now, guys. I just don't. We can win any game, I feel like. You know, I mean, we could go in there and get hammered today. I'm not ready for it to happen. I'm going in there thinking we can win. I am. And I don't see any reason we can't look good doing it. Not just have Anderson rob them or whoever's in nets robbing them only. And that's the only reason we win. I think we can go in there and play with teams, you know, head to head. We can play teams now. That's what we're seeing happen with our squad this year, guys. So far, we're seeing our team competing against everybody, except Seattle for some ungodly reason. I don't know what's with that still. I still can't figure that one out. I'm leaving it till we play them again in Buffalo, and hopefully we beat them. You know, this young team is taking steps. They're learning about themselves. Their friendships aren't being tested because of it. This is a very tight bunch. But they're learning that maybe they're better than what they even thought going into the season. Who knows what they were thinking, right? I mean, you know that our bunch is talking about winning a Stanley Cup eventually, which is healthy, and it's the way they should think. But this season, realistically, I think this bunch would be thrilled if they just got into the playoffs, as we would be too, and put a good show, regardless of what happens. Just put a good show, give 100%, don't show up flat, and just put a good show if we got in. And that's all that we care about this year. You know, this year. We got to take steps towards a title. It's not going to happen overnight. It just won't. It won't happen overnight. There's going to be some pain, some suffering, some heartbreak. and some patience required by us. The fans got to start packing the building back in Buffalo. They do. And I don't want to have the excuse, guys, the Bills are in town or any of that crap, please. No. I can tell you hundreds of times in their history where they packed the building to see the Sabres and the Bills. They would pack the building. Come on. You know, the fans got to be won back is what it is. And you know what? I think it's healthy for our team. It's going to really motivate our team that much more when the building starts to pack up, because they're going to know that the fans are starting to trust them. You know, they've broken too many hearts for too long. I get that, I do. But there's no excuse except the fact that the trust factor isn't there yet. It's just not there yet. And guys, COVID turned the world upside down financially. It did. So there's other things happening. Yeah, I get it. Some other cities are packing the house all the time, but they have 8 billion people in their city. Like, how can the New York Rangers not sell out when you got like 15 cities that live in one? You know, come on. So we got this test today in front of us, and we're going to have to see how the boys react to this one. I have to see how they react, because I think they're going to win. You know, I think they're going to win every game now. I think they're going to win somehow. They're going to find a way. You know, if they don't win, I could picture this being our first point of the season, our first point in the overtime column. That could happen tonight. Could be a shootout loss or an overtime loss. But as long as, guys, and I'll say it right now, as long as we're standing at the end of 60 minutes, I'll be thrilled getting this game off the schedule and getting a point out of it no matter what. No matter what. Of course, I'll go for the whole thing in overtime. But as we know, overtime is pretty merciless. You just don't know what's going to happen in overtime, you know? So, let's get in there. Let's get this done. Let's surprise the league a little more. Let's continue winning. Let's take this 7-3 thing to like 12-4 eventually, you know? It would be nice, right? I'd like to be like on a 60 win pace after 1/5 of the season's over. That's pushing it, but I would like to see the boys go in there, play well, get rewarded, whatever that reward is, whether it be 1 point or 2, not go in there flat. And I tell you what, if we fall behind early in this game, 1, 2, 3, nothing, I'm going to be watching. I want to see how they react. This is, for me, it's not always just about wins and losses. I want to see how they're maturing. And as a fan, I have a responsibility to see how they react the way I see it. I do. I want to see how they react to the pressure. I want to see how they react to the hostile environment. I want to see how they react. That's, to me, really important tonight. So this should be one hell of a game, because I think Carolina is a smart enough franchise to know they're going to have their hands full with who's in their building tonight. These teams are smart enough, guys, that they know. You know, this is something that we have to really be honest with ourselves about. Yes, we're going to catch a lot of teams off guard this year, but at the same time, the players will be ready. Maybe their fans won't be for us to beat them, but their players will be ready tonight. All right, done. I'll see you guys in the postgame. Let's go Buffalo. Let's get this. My goodness, let's get this. I'd love nothing more, guys, than to be talking about beating Carolina in a few hours. If not, we'll be talking about what we need to improve on, as usual. But right now, no complaints, I don't think, from any of us. We're all excited. We're having fun. We feel good going into every game. Good times are back, guys. Try to enjoy it no matter what. I'll be stressed enough for you. We'll see you tonight. Have a good one.